Best here. Scott.
Hey guys, how you going?
Hey, one of the things we want to talk to you about today is a question that we get asked all the time, and that is, how come you get this internet thing going for some people, and then other people also have the internet, and it just doesn't go? So, Scott, what do you reckon is one of the keys that we use different perhaps to some of the other people?
Well, the number one reason we get results for our clients, Andreas, is we're strategy first thinking. So we're looking at strategy first rather than tactics. And for a lot of business owners, that's a completely different paradigm shift and a mindset shift than they're used to doing. See, most business owners are used to running the ad of the month mentality, and it's not your fault, but it doesn't allow you to win online, especially when you're in a competitive environment. The people that think strategy first are going to outmarket you, they're going to outsmart you, and they're going to get a better result quicker because they've thought about their business and their complete business and how the internet fits that complete business. And that's why strategy first thinking, and that's why we're the experts at strategy first rather than just running around doing tactics. There's plenty of people out there that are going to sell you tactics, but you have to be strategic first.
So what is a tactic, Scott?
Well, you might be getting rung up right now by telemarketers and trying to sell you search engine optimization, trying to sell you Facebook, trying to sell you social media.
Or advert,
any type of
AdWords type of stuff.
Any type of AdWords. They're trying to sell you a tactic because what you're looking for is the next big thing to give you a rush of some type of business, some type of leads, etc. But what you're probably going to get is either poor quality. No one's actually interested in what you're offering because you haven't thought about the whole thing. You haven't thought about your market. You haven't thought about the message that you're sending to your market, and you haven't talked it through what is the right media to be using for that market. So you end up buying these tactics and end up start thinking, and I get this all the time when we're doing seminars. People come up to me and go, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. It's not that the tactics don't work because we're using the same tactics for our clients. It's the strategy you apply to those tactics.
Okay, so what you're saying, Scott, is that sometimes a tactic used with a good strategy can be very effective.
Oh, totally.
And on the other hand, if you use a tactic on its own without a strategy, it could be a complete waste of money.
And you got to remember, you've probably been sold that tactic. So the people who have sold it have their best interest, not your best interest.
Okay.
When we talk strategy first, we're actually thinking about what's in it for their customers. So not the people that we're doing the strategy for, but the customers. And that's totally different once again, It is a different mind shift and a different way of thinking.
Scott, do we have an example about a good strategy kind of that was taken on and how that has shifted the business?
Well, if you look at, say, the flight training company that we deal with, we did an audit with them. We found, that they weren't ranking, and their website wasn't performing to what the business was. If you look at their business, they sell a high-end product, but their website wasn't matching that. So all their competitors, in the marketplace have a nicer looking website, they have a nicer looking presence online, but they weren't getting found. Some of them weren't getting found. So what we did is put a strategy together. So, we're looking at it from what their client is wanting. So if you're looking to become a pilot, what's one of the things you want to do?
I want to fly a big plane.
You want to fly the big plane, So having some really nice pictures of big planes, and one of them we have people sitting inside a cockpit. One of them we have people looking the people looking at landing the plane. Another people we have people sitting in a training environment. So because if you're going to become a pilot, you have to do some training. So there's a whole heap of strategy around that builds. So when your target market hits that page, the message will it doesn't have to be written via video or via photos, hits those people, and it builds on their desire. And then basically using good search engine optimization done correctly gets in front of that target market, and all of a sudden it goes from generating a small amount of leads to generating a large amount of leads in a relatively short period of time, because it's done correctly, but it's done with strategy first.
One interesting thing, Scott, that I remember about that particular case was that, they the international traffic versus the local traffic, you know, not taking that into account, was a big strategy that was perhaps missed.
Totally.
You know, that there was a clear market within New Zealand, and there could, in that particular case, be a completely separate market that needs different optimization from international, and that needs to be measured and targeted and somehow thought about. How will you get those people from those two different markets rather than just one?
The good thing about that as well, like once you look at a strategy, you can stop wasting money. You know, there's plenty of examples of people that we've talked to. You know, they're wasting so much money on stuff that just doesn't work. The biggest mistake I think most business owners make, and you really want to think about this question if you're watching this video, is, you know, I believe most business owners spend their money too far away from their target market. So they're spending money, but it's too far away from someone who's actually interested in buying what they've got to offer. You know, and you really need to think, where can I spend my money as close as I can to my target market? And that question, you know, you could, if you really sat down and thought about that, you could save yourself a lot of money. Because there's people out there, you're doing just a whole heap of stuff that really doesn't work, and the reason it's not working is the target market's just not interested.
And it's too diluted, and the exact target market doesn't really get the best value. So an example there would be, you know, perhaps investing in creating a fantastic giveaway, a report or something like that, and then your whole follow-up sequence, the way you follow up, that could be done off the website even. You know, the whole follow-up. How do you, if a lead comes in, what do you do then? Have you systemized that? Are you taking advantage of what you already got? Because, you know, we've come across people that tend to get a lot of leads and then waste it by just not following up. And then what's their tactic? Get more leads, which is really, really silly, because that's the most expensive thing that you can do in a business.
But that comes down to also, as well as actually, when you look at your strategy, you've got to have a before, after, and during strategy for clients. You know, what are you going to do to get them beforehand? And that comes down to a number of different things. But if you want to do it smart, you should be looking who's got your client before you and after you. Then you during, how you deal with them during that piece, and then after, what are you doing to retain them? What are you doing to keep them going or referring? You know, and that there, like that 3 block is a great little way to really, I guess, get clarity on your business. And that's what I love about talking strategy and implementing a strategy and giving people ideas around that strategy, because it gives business owner a lot of clarity, because they're so overwhelmed with tactics, and that's what I find. They get so frustrated that they've just been sold tactic again and again and again, and it hasn't really been that successful for them, and they end up saying stuff doesn't work. A good example was a lady that did a seminar in Wellington. She said she tried this tactic. There was one tactic that she tried, and it didn't work. And I said, okay, that's fair. How many times did you test that? And she went, what? So she tried the tactic once and it didn't work. Now, the chances are it's probably not going to work if you don't have an effective strategy, but if you're at least going to do a tactic, at least test that tactic time and time again, so you know it really doesn't work. Doing something once is not a marketing test, you know. And I think that's the key with marketing as well. It comes down to maths and science. You must know your numbers, and that's one thing I've been really talking to people lately, is you must know your numbers. You must know your front end and your back end, especially your back end, because then you know what you can spend on the front end and the science. You must test and measure, and if you don't, be prepared to get your butt kicked, especially in social media.
And wasting money. And on the converse side, if you do have a good strategy, I do believe those businesses always make more money than the ones that don't. So
and their competitors will be going, they're going to go broke, but because they know their numbers, they can ramp up their marketing.
So Scott, someone that is perhaps now out there confused a little bit about their internet systems, how they work, and you know, is it making money, and probably not having a good strategy, what should they do next?
Well, I reckon the best thing they could do is give us a call. You know, call us. Phone number's on the screen right now. Give us a call and talk to us about, and see if our internet marketing audit, which is called a fast internet marketing audit, is right for you. It's not right for every business, but it could be right for yours. So the best thing to do is pick up the phone, give us a call. We'll talk you through. I'll talk you through the audit and the investment and what it involves. And that could be probably the best thing you could do for your business, especially for marketing your business online.
Scott, why is it not free? That, you're mentioning there's an investment.
Yeah, totally.
Just to be upfront with people.
I just won't talk to people for free when it comes to one-on-one, when we're talking strategy. I'm going to give you a lot of good information. And you have to be serious about this game. If you can't invest in your business from a strategy point of view, I'd say go get a job.
I've also seen people that want to get free advice, and what do they typically do with that?
Well, nothing.
That's right.
Free life.
That's right. Because it's there's
no
no value
value
attached to that. So, hey guys, thanks very much for your time, and we really enjoyed sharing this with you. And there will be another video coming out in about 2 weeks' time on a similar topic, on helping you with your internet business and how you can make more money with that. So that's it from me. From you.
Cheers, guys. Thanks. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you in one of our seminars really, really soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.